Hey, let's see, what day is it? Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Storm Team 5 meteorologist Chad Rathlisberger here in Milwaukee. We are on the campus of UW Milwaukee, outside the Science and Engineering Mathematical building here on campus. Just got done talking to one of the professors of meteorology, Paul Grober, about some of the research he is doing on the water levels on the Great Lakes and what we're finding. And as many of us know here recently, with the heavy rain in areas that are impacted by the Bay of Green Bay and Lake Michigan, water levels are extremely high right now. And in fact, some of the Great Lakes here later on this summer and into the fall could actually break the record levels for water levels for some of these lakes as well. So we're talking about some of the reasons behind that high water right now, some of the erosion concerns that could be taking place with these areas as well. And many of us remember back in 2013 when we had some of the lowest water levels ever on record for some of the Great Lakes. Now, in just a few years, we're looking at extremely high water levels. So we're talking about the reasonings behind that, how that time frame or rate of change kind of compares to some of the other data we have going back into the 80s and 70s, and for some areas even into the 60s, kind of comparing that to see where we rank right now compared to some of the water levels back several decades, and how that could potentially have an impact on our weather here across the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region as well. So we just got done talking to Professor Paul about some of the research that he is doing here at UW Milwaukee and some other universities as well. And then we'll be also talking to the National Weather Service, because now with these high water levels, especially across the western shore of Lake Michigan and the southern shores of the Bay of Green Bay, we're looking at more flooding concerns with this high water as well. So they will be actually implementing new watches, warnings, and advisories and other lakeshore flood statements that they don't really do as frequently. And so we'll be talking about that, why they are doing that, and some of the concerns they have for some of the shoreline areas as well with this high water. And we'll see, maybe with more rain in the forecast, not only over the next 7 days, but as you make our way through the rest of the summer, how more water could cause more flooding issues, not only for the Bay of Green Bay and Lake Michigan, but also the other river systems trying to get that water into the Bay and into Lake Michigan. So lots to talk about. We'll have the story likely coming up next week here on Local 5, but just be aware, we're looking at potentially more rain in the forecast, and with those very high water levels along the Bay of Green Bay and Lake Michigan, we're going to have more flooding issues here across northeastern Wisconsin over the next several weeks and months. All right, have a good rest of your day. Talk to you later.